you doing, folks? This is Clark Stetson, and we're very excited today. We got one of the biggest legends from the 80s, Sting. And I know he still does make music, which we're just finding out here. My intern gave me a couple cassettes of new things that he's been doing, but he's mostly known for the 80s stuff. Roxanne, Message in a Bottle, those are the big hits. And apparently he's doing some new things now. We're going to check in about that and see how he's doing.
Yes.
Sting, I hear you there.
Have you on speakerphone?
And we don't mind if you're on speakerphone. We know that, we're all in it together.
Trudy and I are making dinner. Well, today's Memorial Day, so we're kind of celebrating, even though we're not Americans. We've absorbed much of the culture, having lived there in New York back and forth through the years, between here, in our castle.
Now, growing up in a giant castle, what was home life like for you? I can't imagine it was like, the traditional Norman Rockwell American experience. I guess you're from England, so they're Norman Rockwell. Do you guys, I don't know if you get Norman. Anyways, what was it like being a kid?
Yes, I do live in a castle because I got famous in the 80s. I'm really lucky, I understand that.
Sorry.
I was growing up reading the Canterbury Tales, with a little flashlight underneath the blanket. And my dad, he's a shipbuilder. He'd work building ships all day, go to the pub, and he'd roll in about 1 o'clock, and there I'd still be. And I'd get up in the morning because he worked 2 jobs. He was also a milk delivery man, and I would go with him on his runs, and I would just sit back there and daydream and think about the Canterbury Tales, and even thinking about the milk truck itself and how these places where we're kind of driving around in were some of the places where those tales took place.
I grew up watching the Gummy Bears cartoon, but I never, read the book. I ate the darn things, a lot of them.
I don't think there's any connection that at least I know of between the Gummy Bears and the Canterbury Tales by Chaucer. I think you might need to check your facts there.
Sorry, I got us a bit derailed.
Well, just so we can, get clean the idea of gummy bears out of our heads and really get an authentic idea of what the Canterbury Tales is, let me read to you from memory. I'll just do it from memory. I don't even have to read it because I used to be an English professor. The introduction to Canterbury Tales. When the April with its shores of sooth, the draggeth the March have pierced it to the root, and bathed every vein in sweet liquor for which indentured, is the flower.